My husband, who has been parenting my daughter for 10 years, doesn't want to adopt her after she asked him to be her dad for real, and I don't know what to do about our marriage. I had a child when I was 16, and I'm not with her father, and quite honestly, I don't know where he is. He wanted nothing to do with my daughter. When she was 6, I met my current husband. He promised me he would love her and treat her like his own, and he seems like he has. We have more kids together, and it was her 16th birthday last week, and she told me she wanted her stepdad to adopt her. I thought this was a great idea, and he's always been her dad anyways. He said yes, and there were a lot of happy tears, and my younger kids were happy. It was one of the happiest moments of my life. That night, he told me he wanted to talk. He told me that he did love her, but not the same, and he felt a bit weird adopting her because he felt like it would be a disservice to her to have a dad who didn't love her like his other kids. He told me that he wanted to talk to her about it and say that she could definitely take his last name if she wanted to, but he couldn't adopt her and that he felt bad about it. But it wouldn't be fair to anyone. He said he knows we are a package deal and would always treat her well and like a part of the family, but he couldn't be her dad. He told me he was sorry and he felt guilty and that he would take care of it and I didn't have to. My heart never hurt more in that moment, and I genuinely feel like I failed my daughter. I told him I didn't want him to speak to her about it, and that if he doesn't think of her as his kid, then it is my job as a parent to take care of her. I don't know what to do. Do I ask for a divorce? I felt sick, dizzy, and numb all week. How do I tell my daughter? He's helped raise her and shared the best and worst moments with her. I don't know what to do.
Now this is rough. But this is what I be talking about. This is what I be talking about. This is what I be saying. And I mean what I say. This is why I truly feel like if you are a single male with no children, you need to get with a single woman with no children and start your own families. Listen, my male nurses out there, that's on the hustle, that's on the grind. My student nurses with no children, my male nurses with no children. Take heed to this. Because all that man did was illustrate how most men taking care of another man's child really feels. And let me just say this. Very few men can really love a child that's not theirs like their own. Very few. Not saying that it's impossible, but I'm saying it's very few. Because it goes against nature. In the wild, when the lions leave the pride, you know what I'm saying? Like when another male lion is gone, he's been challenged. What do they do to the cubs? They delete the cubs. You dig? So in her case, her husband was 100% wrong though, because he felt like that from the beginning, and he shouldn't have continued a relationship knowing that this woman came with a child. Because not only are you getting this woman's feelings involved, you're also getting her child's feelings involved. Now imagine how that kid is going to feel once she finds out that this man feels the way that he feels about her compared to the other children. That's what I'm saying. When you do that, when you enter into situations like that, you are potentially creating a recipe for disaster. A recipe for disaster. This man was 110% wrong because he should have left that woman alone if he knew that's how he felt. You don't just wake up one morning and decide something like that. He felt like that from the beginning. And he shouldn't have entertained a situation like that if he knew he wasn't going to be 100% thorough with it. Point blank, period. Stop. And see, this is what happens when you don't have your ish together, when you just get the first woman that throw herself and give you some. Throw herself at you and give you some coochie. This is what happens. Because you're getting multiple people's feelings involved. This is why I truly believe if you don't have any kids of your own, as a male, you need to get with a woman with no children and start your own family. In most cases. I'm not saying that it couldn't ever work, but I've talked to several stepdads that are in marriages, and this is how they truly feel, like that man. Now, that's not the child's fault. It's not the kid's fault. It's not that girl's fault. Because, and you know, I'm for the fellas, but in this case, that man was 100% wrong for entertaining that situation. If he would have stuck to his guns, he should have started his own family. He would have started his own family. and he wouldn't even have to worry about that. But this is what happens in most cases when men with no children get with women with children. I would strongly advise against it. I really would. But let me know how you feel in the comments. I'm not coming from a mean-spirited place, but I'm just letting you know. And ladies, if you got a kid or if you got children, you need to be very careful when you're dealing with a man with no children. Because this situation is very real. You need to be cautious and really vet the guy too. You dig? So anyway, comments, concerns, leave them. And I'll holler at y'all in a minute. Let me know what y'all think about this. This one is a wild one. Peace.